So welcome ladies and gentlemen, we're back today with some more Ultimate Team action, but we have 3 matches to show you. Not going to be live commentary, but I wanted to get things moving. So this is the side we have, a 4-1-4-1 with Llorente, the low man up top. Did pick up a pretty quick right midfielder or right winger, so we'll see how he does get up. We'll get on to today. This is the team we're coming up against. He's a 4-4-1-1, all Premier League side with Sturridge and Balotelli up top. So, Torino FC is our opponent for today. So, this is Division 6. A couple more wins and I would have been the champion. I think if I won this one, I would have been promoted. And a win after that would have been the title winner. So, we'll see what happens. But this was a nice, quick, early move here. Cutting inside and then bang into the top corner. A fantastic start. And when you have a start like that on Ultimate Team, you sort of know the opposition possibly isn't going to be, you know, the greatest. So I always start off a little bit tentative to see how things do shape up. If you're up against a high pressure player, I think quick counter football obviously is going to work. If you're not, then you've got to sort of possess it a little bit more and try and work it around. You guys know that I do like to keep possession and try and create the opening. I've been really playing around with the formations lately. This guy here, absolutely ridiculously fast. Completely did use him in this matchup to full effect. Trying to play Llorente in there. But if you've got pace down the wings, that's what you've got to use. And I've come up against some pretty decent sides lately. I did a couple of matches online in the tournament mode, trying to win some games there, and came up against quite a good couple of opponents who actually pass the ball around, which is a rarity. You don't see too many of those nowadays. But the problem for me is the fact that I was playing against some of these players and it doesn't matter if they're good or not. But if this guy had such a stacked side, I think his team must have been worth at least 20 odd million. I mean, he had to start with Aguero, Ibrahimovic up front. He had Neuer in goal. Who else did he have? He had Yaya Toure in there. He had a couple of informs. And then off the bench, after I scored, he brought on Robben, Luis Suarez, and Neymar. So the guy must have spent an absolute fortune. And he still nearly beat me because he had the option of just sort of trying to catch me on the break. But just sort of had to deal with it. And this was the start of the second half. Nice move here towards Vidal. Bang into the top corner to make that number 2. Once again using that pace down the right-hand side. Did it again here as well. A quick give and go. Llorente feeds it back towards him. This guy's just so fast. I think he's like a 95 or a 97. Something unbelievable. So just trying to possess it. Trying to finish the game off now, really. If I grabbed another one, it would have sort of been done and dusted. Up next, I'll be using... back in the Premier League, just sort of working my way around. And that's probably the hard thing about this, is I'm using 4 different sides. So I get used to one team, and then the next game, obviously, switching teams, I've got to try and get used to someone else. And once again, using the pace down the wings, nice little nutmeg there on Llorente, and an easy tap in. Listiene getting his 2nd goal of the game. And then after that, I sort of took my foot off the gas a little bit. I knew 3-0 with just under 20 minutes to play. There wasn't a whole lot that was going to happen. This was a nice move again. Vidal strike. Tipped away by De Gea. And he did have a couple of chances, don't get me wrong. He was trying to use Sturridge an awful lot. But I feel if you try and run with one player... That was a terrible pass there. I do that sometimes. I give it away carelessly, forcing Sirigu to make a decent save. I know Sirigu isn't a Serie A goalie, but he is Italian. I thought I'd just put him in there because my goalie's not particularly fantastic. I probably do still need another forward in this side. Llorente is okay. He's good in the air, don't get me wrong. But apart from that, he's not quick. And you do need some pace up top, especially when you're playing with just one. But that's how it finished. 3-0. You can see the shot count. 7 shots to 5. I mean, I have more possession. So we are promoted. And one more win would win the title in Division 6. So next up is the Premier League side. Now, I did get Fabregas in a pack. I also got Mangala as well. So this is what we're going. And Steven Gerrard. It's a pretty decent side. A 4-2-3-1 with Boney, the low man, up top. And our opponent for today was Beasting, who was going for a 4-3-3. Had Neymar, everyone always has Neymar up top. Couple of informs there with Hulk, but he was an all-Brazilian side. So going for all the Brazilianos, and he was one of those players that from the start I knew was going to be a waste of time, pretty much. And this is why, straight off the bat, just keeping the ball, working it around as you do. Fabregas lays it out wide. I don't know what he was doing there. He completely stopped running. And then McGeady basically just walking this one in. I don't know what he was playing at all there. Completely stopped playing. And it's always hard when you come up an opponent like this who, I'm not being funny, not good at all. It's kind of hard to take it too seriously. You will obviously raise your game when you come up against better opponents. But I'm enjoying my Premier League side, especially now with the midfield we have with Gerrard, Toure, Fabregas. I think that's a pretty lethal partnership. This is a nice move here. Laid this square. His goalie, I think that was Sirigu, completely takes out Boney for a penalty. We have another look here. I mean, absolutely nowhere near the ball there. Clattered him, nuts in the face and all sorts. So I thought I'd let Toure take this one. No, Gerrard's stats are a little bit better. Did a little shimmy there. I shouldn't have gone that side because I saw him take a step to the right, which means he would have dived to his left. But still, don't get me wrong, that's a phenomenal save. If you save that in the real world, very, very impressive. So swung this one in towards the back post, and then the header looped over the bar. So 20 or 30 minutes played. McGeady, I love this guy purely because he just ridiculous trickery he has. I mean, he's a 5-star player, as you know. And then Toure picked it up and just smashed it home. But McGeady's just... It is a tough call to honestly pick between him and Antonio Valencia in my side. You know, Valencia is not as quick, but he's stronger. But McGeady's just so good at tricks, you can't not play him. And there, once again, I'm not sure what he's doing. He's not even playing. So we tapped that one in. And then you could probably tell what happened next. And this wasn't a surprise. I mean, I had 8 shots to his 0. And he, disconnected, disappeared. So that was an easy win. That didn't even last till half-time. So we won the title in Division 6 with 6 wins and a draw. Picked up 6,000 coins as well. So next up, in Division 5, the first game with our Bundesliga side. I did get Philipp Lahm in a pack, which was quite nice. So this is a 4-1-2-1-2. I got Ramos as well up front with Keisling. We'll see how he gets on. And we're coming up against a guy, similar sort of side, with an 81 overall, a 4-3-1-2 with Higuain and Tevez up top. Now this game was interesting. This was definitely the hardest game that I've had for a while. And the reason being was this guy wasn't a typical guy that sort of goes all out. He actually managed to try and keep possession and pass the ball around, which was a surprise. He wasn't the greatest at defending, but he was pretty good at possessing the ball when it came forward. So I sort of had to change the way I was going to play against him. And this was a nicely worked move by him as well. Nice little 1-2, give and go. Decent chance here, and to be fair, Higuain should have scored. But he pulled it just wide. One thing that does annoy me, though, is the amount of blocks that players get on this game is a little bit too much for my liking. Every time I seem to get a chance for a shot, a player comes in and blocks it. I know players block shots in the real world, but to constantly get them right 100% of the time, how on earth he scored this header? No idea. Higuain there, tripping over his own feet, and then manages to somehow maintain the flight of the ball and head it into the top corner. Madness. So that wasn't a great start for me. Went a goal down. So I thought, alright, we're going to have to start stepping things up. I really wasn't feeling Ramos up top. Don't know about him. I've played up against people that have used him and he seemed pretty good. But for me, maybe he doesn't suit my style of play, because I like players that can dribble and pass the ball around. They all got a little bit scrappy here. Ramos had a chance to shoot, deflected away. Another shot that's blocked. And then Lahm won the header really well. And then Blaszczykowski managing to slot it in to put us back on level terms. So it was 1-1. And then I decided, okay, well, we've got to use what we have. I know Keisling is good in the air. I just swung that one in, hoping that he would get on the end of it. So he did so. And we turned the tide. So now leading 2-1. And sometimes I do need to alternate or change my sort of tactical options. I don't switch them up. I'll play attacking. And then even when I'm winning, I'll leave it as attacking, which is stupid because I'm going to get caught possibly on the break, so I should maybe switch that back towards defending or defensive balanced. I would never really go. This was unlucky. Came right off the post from Lahm. That would have sealed the game up probably. But I should probably put it back to sort of balanced. I'll never really park the bus. There's no need for that. But anyway, we worked it round here. Into the second half. A decent chance there by Goetze. I love playing with Goetze. His feet on this game is fantastic. So quick. Turn players inside out. I decided to whip this one in towards Naldo, who is like 6'6". If you've got someone who's 6'6", you've got to look for him in the middle of the box. It's as simple as that. But that one he decided to miss the header. So he put a nice ball through here, and I'm not sure how on earth he missed that one. He should have scored. Should have been level. So just over 10 minutes left to play. It was still looking like one of those games that could have gone either way. It was just sort of, he was pressing a little bit more now, as you would expect. But right there, I mean, a calamity of errors right here. Not sure what's going on. Absolutely shocking, and I was fuming. Fuming like you wouldn't believe after I conceded that goal. So we had 5 minutes left, all square, and I completely gave in that goal. Players running into each other. Pretty poor. And I've had a couple of those where I've been conceding late on, which is always annoying. Nothing worse than that. So he was working it through. Wanted to possibly try and steal this. It was a fine challenge, though, by Grosskreutz. And then and Saldi and Blaszczykowski getting each other way. So I thought, well, what are we going to do here? There's only one option. Have to swing this one in. As soon as that came in, I absolutely knew Keisling was going to put that in the back of the net. I don't normally like winning like that, but sometimes it has to be done. Whipping in across, getting the header in the 90th minute. And then he came the onslaught. Just wanted to get rid of it. Just smashing square. And finally, the full-time whistle went. So definitely a tough opening Division 5 matchup, but we got the win 3-2. I probably just about deserved it there with 9 shots to 6, 58% possession, but pass accuracy was pretty good for him, 86. I don't normally come up against those type of players, so it looks like it could be a much harder fought battle. So there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know this was a little bit different from the normal live commentaries, but I wanted to get a couple of matches underway. So Division 5 is going to be back with the second game. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, take care.